Welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Barbier, your host for the Cox OC Connection. With us again from Cox3 Game of the Week are our very own sports announcers. We've got Gordon Spencer, thanks for joining us, and Coach Cunerty, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
Thank you. Doing great.
Coach
thanks.
Q.
Thank you, Jessica.
So we've got softball and baseball coverage starting this month, and we've got some great matchups. Who should we be looking out for?
Well, you know, every week it's just great. It's great reality TV, you know, baseball games, softball games. You got a bunch of teenagers out there playing for one thing, and that's to win a championship. And boy, I tell you, I mean, the talent around here is unbelievable. And it's hard to pick teams because, again, things change week to week. I mean, there's always some standouts, some great programs, but I don't want to play any favorites. But there's always great talent here.
Well, I think it starts in this area, as it might anywhere else in the country, with great coaching.
Yep.
We're so blessed in this South Orange County area to have truly so many of the best high school coaches and softball coaches anywhere in the country. All you need to do is look at college rosters all across the country, and probably especially in softball, to see how they come from Michigan and North Carolina and Florida, come here and give our girls scholarships. And then for the guys, they have so many great programs west of the Mississippi that they can choose from.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned Coach, and you know, I know one, you've known him a very long time, and I've known him for quite a while myself. That's Coach Zamora, Bob Zamora over at Capo Valley High School. I mean, how often do you have a coach that has a field named after him already? So the baseball field he coaches at is named after him, and he's at, what, 33 years now?
No, this is about, we opened in 1977 at Capistrano Valley, so this has got to be close to 38 years for Bobby, and I think baseball coaches are different. I'm going to tell you that, say, well, why are they different from basketball coaches or football coaches? Baseball coaches mow their own grass, line their own fields. They get there on weekends to pull weeds and stuff, and it's a tradition, kind of a rite of passage for players to be part of programs like that.
Live for the love of the game.
Absolutely.
So I know you don't have any favorites, but are there some standout teams that we should keep an eye on?
Well, you know, the South Coast League is always a great league, you know, with Capo Valley and El Toro and Mission Viejo, and boy, the Seaview League also is represented down here. Of course, I mean, the Pacific Coast League, you're looking at a great matchup, Trabuco and El Toro. Trabuco Hills with a great program, El Toro as well. Just gives you an idea of the coverage that we provide. You know, I mean, the guys, you know, the production crew, a lot of them don't get a lot of credit, but, you know, out there at 11 in the morning, making noise at the school in the middle of the day and setting up our cameras and making it look like this. I mean, you don't get coverage like this, and that's another reason we do it, just for the quality. And I don't know who those
two handsome
two guys are there out there in the blazing sun on a beautiful afternoon somewhere. That looks like Trabuco Hill still. And then softball coverage. You know, we show the softball coverage here, and the talent is just about the same, you know, from a softball standpoint with all the girls that we cover.
No question. I think for all of us that are baby boomers and just a little older than everybody else on this set especially, if you were to say you have a memory of a high school baseball game or a softball game that you played in on a DVD that you can keep for the rest of your life, those are incredible memories, and we enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, and I think it's great to get the feedback from the parents, the community. I mean, these are the Cox customers, and we love going out there and covering these games. And again, these girls and these players that you see, I mean, we've helped them go to college, you know, just because they've been on Game of the Week. When you get stories like that, I mean, that's priceless. When a parent tells you that, you know, hey, he was on the Game of the Week and had the best game of his career in high school, send it off to a college, and boy, it might have helped him get a scholarship, you know, at least a chance to play at the next level.
It's such a wonderful asset that you are providing for these students. Coach Q, you've been coaching and announcing for a while now, so I'm interested in your perspective and how you've seen the game change, the competition elevate over the years, and what we're looking at today.
I think the biggest change probably is the demise, and I don't mean this negatively, but the demise of the 2 and 3 sport athlete. That I think kids at a younger and younger age have been asked to make a choice. And I think there's a plus and minus to that. I know growing up, we all played 3 sports, never were home for dinner at 5 o'clock ever during the school year. But the way things are today, to compete for those scholarships, you probably are smart making a choice probably by the end of your sophomore year about which sport you really concentrate on. We have so many gifted athletes in this county that can play multiple sports. But if you're going to be a person who plays travel ball, so that's a team separate from your high school team, and you're playing all over the state of California and the western United States, same thing, travel ball, American Legion for the guys. If you know that's what you want to do and you can pour all your energy into it, I think you get better sooner.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. So are kids finding out early, like in Little League, or are parents saying, we think you might be good at soccer, or when are you really determining what sport you want to be in?
Boy, I would not want to make that choice until I'm in high school. I think I'd want to have, I've had daughters, I'd want my sons to play everything for as long as they could until they really made that decision. And it's a family decision too. But I think one thing that I love to see are coaching staffs in high school that share athletes. They don't say, hey, it's my sport or nothing. And I think it's important to give those kids. Gosh, a long time ago, George Brett almost didn't make his high school baseball team. And, you know, he'd had 3 older brothers that were pretty good players. And George is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And so sometimes kids mature at different rates, and we may find that superstar who doesn't blossom until they get to college.
Yep, that's true.
I'm still waiting to blossom.
Hey, that Super Bowl quarterback, Russell Wilson's given that 2-sport thing a try, right?
You know what's really cool is that they would, the Texas Rangers have invited him to camp, and I'm sure Pete Carroll's not real excited about that. But if you have somebody who's such a role model as Russell Wilson is, for him even to participate in the spring, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. So one of the new aspects of the Cox Game of the Week is the post game on Cox3.com. Tell us about this.
Right, we started that back in football season, which is great. It's sort of a recap, you know, 3, 4, 5-minute recap that we do after the game, show some highlights, sort of feature some of the kids, maybe throw in an interview or two, and it's available online. You know, Cox3.com. You can go there. So, you know, hey, if you're a grandparent or your older brother or sister is away to college, you can tell them, hey, just log on to the website and you know, you can check me out on the game of the week if you haven't watched the full game on Cox3.
Great. And then also in June we have the All-Star coverage. So what can we expect with that kind of?
Yeah, that's a great event. You know, the Ryan Lemon Foundation, they raise a lot of money, and we've been participating in that for a long time. Ryan Lemon lost his life a while back. Guy Lemon puts the event on, his father, and it's a couple of softball games and it's 4 baseball games, and it's just such a great event.
I'll tell you what, it has become a rite of passage in softball and baseball that you cannot graduate if you're a senior until you play in those games. And we do a doubleheader at Bill Barber Park in softball, and then we do 4 games on the weekend, 4 baseball games matching the 8 leagues in Orange County. And what's exciting is to see now the number of boys who have played in that game who are now in the big leagues. And on the girls' side, last year we had 2 members of our broadcast crew that played high school softball locally and then played in the Olympics.
Oh, that's so great. That's
gold medals.
Can't miss event. So in June, we got the All-Star coverage. Well, thank you guys so much for keeping us in the loop with what's going on with Game of the Week. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out all of this great action at Cox3.com. And to find out what's going on in the community, check out cox-cares.org. Thanks for joining us.